So we're going to look at expanding brackets. When we expand the brackets, we use a law called the distributive law. It's called the distributive law because whatever's outside the brackets, we distribute with those inside, the terms inside. So for any A, B and C, if we've got A times and then in brackets B plus C, we can distribute the A with the B and the A with the C. So we go A times B plus A times C. And we're left with AB plus AC. If we've got a minus sign in the middle, then we distribute the same way, except instead of a plus in between our two terms, we have a minus. So here we've got A times B minus C. The A times B the A is distributed to the B, and the A is distributed to the C with a minus in between. So it's A times B minus A times C is equal to AB minus AC. Here if we've got an example with a plus in the middle, 4 times 2x plus 5, we distribute the 4 with the 2x, 4 times 2x, distribute the 4 to the 5, 4 times 5, and we get 8x plus 20. Note we can't add the two together because they're not like terms. Here the variable is x, this doesn't have a variable, not like terms. Here, distributing the 3 amongst what's in the brackets here, we have 3 times 5 and 3 times 2y. But because we've got a minus, there's a minus sign separating them. So 3 times 5 is 15, minus 3 times 2y. 3 times 2y is 6y. So we've got 15 minus 6y. Once again, we can't add those together because they're not like terms. We can demonstrate the distributive law using a rectangle and looking at the area of the rectangle. So if we've got a rectangle where one side is A and the other side is made up of B, this part here is B and C, then this is A and this side is B plus C. So the total area of the entire rectangle is A times B plus C, length times width. If we've got just one of those parts, looking at this smaller rectangle made up as part of the bigger rectangle, the area is A times B, length times width, A times B. Here, this other rectangle here that's made up of the bigger rectangle, the area of it is A times C, length times width. So we can see that the area of the total one, A times B plus C, is equal to adding these two together, A times B plus A times C. Let's have a look at some examples. Expanding 3 times 2x plus 5, we distribute the 3 with the 2x and the 5 and we get 3 times 2x plus 3 times 5. 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times 5 is 15. Not like terms, we can't add them. Here, negative 8, we're going to distribute the negative 8 to the 7, negative 8 times 7, and distribute the negative 8 to the 2y, negative 8 times 2y. Negative 8 times 7 is negative 56, and negative 8 times 2y is negative 16y. Here, we've changed the plus and negative, just to a minus because they're the same. Here, 4x, and we can distribute amongst the variables inside, the terms inside. So we've got 4x times 2, minus, because we've got a minus sign in the brackets, 4x times y, 4x times y. So 4x times 2 is 8x, and minus 4x times y is just 4xy. And that's what we're left with. They are not like terms, so they can't be added any further. The variable here is x, the variable here is x times y. Second example, we've got two parts to this example. The first one, we now, instead of just expanding, we're collecting like terms as well. So here we've got 3 times 2b plus 5 plus 3b at the end there. So we can distribute the 3 to the 2b and the 3 to the 5. The 3b is not part of the bracket, so it's just left by itself. So here we've got 3 times 2b plus 3 times 5 plus 3b, the 3b that's left over. So 3 times 2b is 6b, 3 times 5 is 15, 3b is 3b. We can add these two like terms, 6b and 3b are like terms, they both got b, and so that becomes 9b plus 15. Lastly here, 12xy plus 7x in brackets 2 minus y. Here, the 12xy is a part of the bracket, so it's left to be left alone, but we can distribute the 7x within what's inside the brackets. So here we go, 7x times 2 there, and 7x times y. And notice there's a minus sign in the middle, so we use keep the minus sign there. So we're still left with our 12xy, and we've got 7x times 2 is 14x, minus 7x times y is 7xy, and we're still minusing it. 12xy and 7xy are like terms, so we can take away, because we use always the minus sign stays at the front, or it belongs to what's in front. So minus 7xy away from 12xy, we get 5xy plus 14x.